Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. As promised, but I must apologize for the delay, we're going to continue on with my dive into cowboy action shooting. The research I did prior to today's video, and I had a lot of time to do it because April was the wettest month on record in Ohio, and that's why we couldn't come out and shoot very much. I determined that what I needed was a coach, guide, or mentor to help me out with all this because there's a lot to know and there's a lot I didn't know. So lucky for me, I've known Scott Rose for about 35 years by now. He is an extremely competent, multidisciplined shooter ranging from silhouette, he's a handgun instructor, and overall talented on the shooting range, period. Scott has been involved in cowboy action for years and has actually ran some ranges and some competitions all throughout this period of time. So you'll notice Scott's dressed in garb that would allow you to compete in one of the events for SASS, and I am not because I don't really know what I need. Now, bear in mind, depending on the competition you're in, sometimes the rules makers or the officials are very sticklers for how much you can wear, what you can wear, and people go all out. They spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on their garb, sometimes more than their actual shooting equipment. So Scott keeps it pretty basic, which I'm going to too, not only for the economics, but I think this is free-flowing and probably going to work out a little better. So Scott, if you don't mind, do you have to have a brimmed hat?
I'm going to say biggest things as we'll go through are the nose.
Okay.
Nose are no tennis shoes, no t-shirts, no ball caps.
That makes it easy.
So yeah, you cover that. Okay, a shirt that looks Western. This one it's from Scully, which is a Western, Reproduction Western maker. Suspenders, because typically at the time they didn't wear belts.
Perfect.
So jeans have to be no name. They can't have a manufacturer's logo on them.
Okay, cool. Didn't know that.
That's really the only thing that's specified that. Now from there, as Rod said, the sky's the limit. However you want your persona or character to look. The next thing you have to have after that is an alias. Well, your alias you come up with what you think you want. Mine's Dutch Dixon. So what you do is you call down to SASS, Single Action Shooting Society, and say, this is what I would like to have. They'll check their records and tell you whether somebody's already got it or not.
Cool.
And then you can have your
alias or not.
Your alias or not. Or tell, it can't, the thing is, it can't be, say, if somebody else has got Jesse James, you can't have Jesse James the second. That ain't gonna work.
Right.
Can't do that.
So it has to be completely separate.
Something separate.
Perfect.
So yeah.
Perfect.
Mine I chose out because, like I said, Dutch Dixon, German heritage Dutch, Billy Dixon. Billy Dixon was a frontiersman that won the Medal of Honor during the Indian Wars and also made the longest known shot on an Indian in the West in 1874, I believe it was, from Adobe Walls, Texas.
Interesting. I'm going to look that up. I appreciate that. That's cool. So what we've done prior to our arrival is Scott has helped me set up here at our Ghost Town range what you would typically find at a cowboy action competition. Now, we're going to have to change camera angles and look at what would be known as the loading station or loading table, very common. Scott has told me you would find 2 or 3 shooters around there so you won't crowd one another, and we're going to get a camera angle of all that, and we'll start getting Scott into business mode with loading the guns and putting on the leather. So stay tuned. We're going to be right back. So here we are at the loading table. We have obviously your revolvers and your lever action rifle. I don't see the shotgun.
The shotgun is staged unloaded, but at a normal match, we would start with all guns right here, and as we stage them, we would go right down and stage our rifle and our shotgun together. But since we're alone, we've already staged the shotgun in the position we're going to be shooting from.
Perfect. So when you start the shotgun portion, you'll have to load. I
will load and shoot. Yes.
Perfect. All for time.
Shotguns are all started from the empty position. You are only allowed to put a maximum of 2 rounds in the gun at a time.
Of course, double barrel.
So I have to make it. Got to make it legal, the same as a double, guys.
Okay. So real quick, I'm assuming they'll have somebody here to make sure the guns are loaded properly and safely?
Generally, we check ourselves on the loading station because it's like we'll have 2 or 3 of us here, depending on how big the match is or anything, so we don't crowd each other. So what we'll do to start this is we'll take our revolver, spin it, and load one, skip one, and that's our 5. Okay. Close it, bring it to full cock, set it down, and you can see there's no round under the hammer right there.
I do see.
That's how that's done. So we do this, same thing, spin that.
Gotcha. So you're always on an empty cylinder always in case it's dropped. Or
anything happens. Safety always comes first in the shooting games.
Dynamic event on the back of the hammer, something like that. Okay.
And let's see, there's that one. This one you'll notice I didn't start and skip, but you can see that one is also.
I got you. Yep,
there's
I agree.
All right, so the guns, normally how I would start this, I'd already have my belt on and everything.
So yeah, go ahet. Yep, go ahead.
But you know, we'll do that. Working our way through here.
So you have a cross draw.
I do on my left hand. It's, if you're heavily right-handed, you're probably going to want to go that way.
Okay.
But it does bring its own set of safety precautions you have to manage with that because of the 170-degree rule. When I draw, I can't draw from this position. I have to bring my hip forward so that gun is facing downrange to draw and shoot.
So you can't just rip it out.
You can't just pull it out. You got to make certain everything's safe. So typically how I start a stage with the handguns is I will shoot my cross draw gun first while standing to the line. So when I move, tricks. I'm already, when I reholster, I move and I'm drawing the gun under my right hand.
I told you there was a lot to this.
So things you pick up from messing with this and doing this.
So you see people get kicked out a lot?
No,
it's just something they figured out?
It's everybody's safety conscious. That's number one. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt.
Gotcha.
So safety is number one before, after everything. That's what. Have fun and be safe.
Yeah, another issue or another aspect of the whole safety deal is any of your revolvers been slicked out or tricked out?
They have been, the actions on them have been smoothed.
Okay.
On my guns. Now there are other guys that have their guns that's had extensive work done to them.
Like transfer bars removed?
Transfer bars removed on your Rugers.
And that's legal?
That is legal.
Okay.
But the thing to remember about that's a competition gun.
Sure.
Brings it right to, quite honestly, if you're shooting a Uberti or an actual Colt, they don't have transfer bars.
Right.
And the firing pin is right there on the hammer.
Good old school.
So
gotcha.
It's right there.
Now, how many rounds can go in the rifle?
10 rounds, same as the handguns. You want a gun that holds 10 rounds in the magazine.
So otherwise you're reloading.
You're putting more rounds in to finish the stage. You got to put 10 rounds in to finish the stage.
So 2 on each target?
Actually, we're going to do this a little bit different.
Okay.
Gonna say there's a number of ways we can shoot 4 targets.
Okay.
I thought this time what we would do is what's called a progressive sweep.
Okay.
What that means is I put 1 on the first one, 2 on the second, 3 on the third, and 4 on the fourth.
Gotcha.
And then when I'm done with my handguns, I'll do the same thing with the rifle. Same thing.
A little bit like the casino drill with a handgun. Perfect. Okay. I'm with you.
Something just like that. And like I said, there's a number of ways you can shoot a stage. That's just one.
So if you happen to miss, you're reloading.
No, generally, I'll tell you what. Generally, it's easier to take the miss.
Okay.
As a 5-second penalty,
then
add 10 seconds to put another round in the gun.
So the strategy is you just eat it.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Penalties are pretty much misses are 5 seconds, and then procedurals. Procedural is when you did something out of order.
Like 3 on 2 or something like that.
Yeah, you did it out of order in some way. Procedural, you can only get that once to a stage. So that's a 5-second once to a stage.
They have officials following you, keeping track of all this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You will have a timer who runs the stopwatch.
Okay.
You will have 3 guys here that are holding a horseshoe like this that says they're spotters. They're counting your hits on the steel.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and then we'll have somebody on the unloading table making certain when you come off the line that your gun is safe and empty, and you have to do that before you put your guns away, or you're disqualified from the match. Again, it's all safety. Everything has to be safe. We don't want any We don't want accidents.
So it's a cerebral game too. You're keeping track of a lot.
Yeah.
Even here, making sure they're loaded in the right sequence safely.
Everything's safe. That's the thing you got to remember.
It's like crosswords with guns.
Yeah, it can be.
Interesting.
Because honestly, what I'm doing, the progressive sweep is probably about as tough as it gets, really, on most of them.
Okay.
Let's say counting your rounds and everything. From there on out, we'll do another one too.
Okay.
And it's just a little bit different. When we get to that, I'll talk about it.
So let's do this, if you don't mind. Let's do just the pistol run first, and you'll start right at the pistol portion.
I'll come over. I'll holster my guns. I'll go right over here.
Okay.
And I'll draw and shoot.
Okay. So off camera, we're going to load 10 into the lever gun, which you said you had also modified, correct?
Yes, the lever gun has been modified from stock. It has what's called a short lever throw.
Gotcha.
The standard one would go farther ahead
to
work it. So this has been modified. The front sight's also been modified with a large bead. The rear, the rear sight, the buckhorns that normally stick up high have been cut off, so there's just a U-notch there. The hammer spring has been lightened. It's just to make the gun slicker and smoother to operate.
In Winchester 1878?
Winchester 73.
73, my bad.
Reproduction by Miroku.
So question for you, Scott. Not only do you have a speed advantage with the lever, you also don't have as much of a tendency to short stroke it, correct? It's a little more reliable.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you run it. Yeah. The only thing about running a lever gun, and I've never done it. And if you go to matches, you may see some guys with a cork on the bottom of their trigger.
Okay.
What that's for is to keep from sparing your trigger finger with the trigger when you're running the action.
Okay.
I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Perfect. Thanks for the tip.
Go say we don't want to see blood drawn anyway.
I'm a left-handed newbie, Scott. I'm probably going to be the one to do it. So we're going to load up some guns, and we'll start with the pistol portion. So we're back with loaded guns. We do have hearing and eye protection on, though it's a little bit not what you would typically see on our channel because we're earplugged.
Yep.
In that it doesn't interfere with your hat, your attire, or your outfit. So we are actually safetied up, and Scott's going to take us through the pistol stage, no transition into rifle or shotgun yet, and I'm going to get out of your way. If you'd like to self-narrate, you can. Give yourself your own impetus of go, and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to shoot 4 targets, but what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 on the first target, 2 on the second, 3 on the third, and 4 on the fourth.
Okay.
The thing is, I got to remember before I finish the third target that I need to switch guns.
See, I told you there was a lot to it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Whenever you want to go, Scott. Untimed, of course. And do you have to touch your hat?
Well, actually, you generally start a stage with your hands somewhere.
Okay.
It can be, so I'm going to just go with hands on hat.
Okay.
And just give a whistle when you're ready.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Go. Excellent.
And that was a miss.
Well, yeah. It might have been a while, right?
Yeah, it has been a while.
So, it seemed like that it's pretty much just like transitioning targets with a conventional handgun.
Mm-hmm.
See, then go. Now, your miss, you said added 5 seconds?
Add 5 seconds on the time.
And it's not a penalty, let's say a 6 or a 7 second penalty versus rifle or shotgun.
It's 5 seconds.
Penalties are the penalties.
5 seconds. Actually, the only one you don't get a time penalty on is shotgun, because the way that's done is you got to shoot them till they're down.
Oh, okay. So the penalty is the miss itself.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so now you've reholstered.
Yep.
Which is typically what you would do, and then you go to the rifle.
Right. At this point, we would move to the the biggest thing at rifle, you never finish a stage with the rifle, and it has to do with the timers.
Okay.
They may not be able to pick up the sound of the rifle itself. So you can start with anything, but you can't end with the rifle.
Now you'll notice, of course, on camera here that the back row, the red row, is for rifle.
That's for rifle.
And if you shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, the progressive sweep for the pistol, it's the same for the rifle.
Same for the rifle.
They never change them up too much.
I have not seen it changed.
Okay, Perfect. So we're going to follow that same sequence.
That's what we're going to do.
Okay. So we're not going to transition. You just go ahead and grab the rifle or start your stage. I'll tell you go.
Well, honestly, how this would normally work, I'm just going to pick it up and go.
Okay.
I say because once I holstered, normal thing would be I would pick up the rifle and start my stage to continue from that point.
Right away.
Seeing as we're not doing that, I'm just going to, everybody ready?
I am.
Okay, here's how it goes.
Excellent. No penalties there. That looked real smooth.
It felt really good.
Yes. Awesome. So
seeing as I got about 8 inches to shoot at on the top of my last target, I was like, better pay attention.
So is this distance typically what you would find
yes,
at a
it
SASS
is.
match? Not terribly far.
No.
But challenging.
Challenging. As I showed, anybody can miss a target. Doesn't matter where it is.
Well, when you're trying to go,
yeah,
right, there's your pressure.
Right.
So
you'll say it's like any other type of competition or anything else. You're always going to put more pressure on you than the event is going to put on you.
100% agree.
You're always going to do it to yourself.
So now we have an empty shotgun.
I have an empty shotgun.
So I'm guessing that the trick of the trade, so to speak, would be to get that guy loaded quick, shoot your targets, and then sweep around to the other two.
And how this is going to work is I'm going to shoot it single shot.
Okay.
Reason being is I can pretty much load them single shot as fast as I can stick one in the receiver, one in the chamber, and one in the magazine.
I want to see this.
So
same way, I'm going to get out of your way.
Yep.
And I'll let you work, okay?
Okay, we ready to go?
Yep, you go whenever you feel like you're comfortable.
Pick the gun up, get 2 of them like so. Ah! Get that out of there. It didn't want to come. Yeah,
cool,
we're seeing what everything can happen.
Good. Excellent.
So
even
rounds
though
on the ground, there's no penalty for that.
So one of the things I found interesting was your recognition that there's a problem and how quickly you went about solving it. I would have been going, interesting.
I've been playing with repeating shotguns for so many years. Glancing at the chamber on any of them tells me there's a problem.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So if you don't mind, let's do this from A to Z.
No problem.
Like we're starting the stage, okay?
We'll do that.
I'll even give you a beep off of my phone.
We can do that too.
And then we'll get reloaded and see how this works from top to bottom. Scott, you take a moment to get yourself collected.
Okay.
Yep.
1, 2.
So as you can see, Scott's mentally walking himself through the process of how he wants the stage to go. This time we're going to put it all together. Pistol, rifle, shotgun with the transitions. He's going to go on the beep. We'll throw the time on the screen as we always do.
As soon as we set our shotgun targets back up.
Good plan. Be right with you. Earlier, you were telling me that one of the preparatory commands you get from an official is a movie line, some gimmicky sort of start instead of shooter ready, and then off we go. Okay?
Correct.
Is that true?
Correct.
So in this case, I'll play the part of the official. You'll repeat the movie line.
Okay.
Okay?
And we go from there.
And then at some point after that, Matt will hit the timer and we'll begin the game.
Correct.
Okay? All right, so you're going to put your hands on your head or some position of surrender, correct?
No, it doesn't. Well, no. If it's Texas surrender, it's right here.
Ah, there you go. I love it. Texas surrender. I've never heard that before. That's funny. I like it. An ode to the Lone Star State. Okay. Are we ready?
We're ready to go.
Let me see here. I've put myself on the spot to think of an interesting movie line. You know what I mean? Okay, you ready? Scott, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Safer in the cockpit than the cargo area. What an idiot.
Okay, let's see here. Safer in the cockpit than in the cargo area. What an idiot. Get in there.
Excellent. So,
yeah, like I said,
one penalty?
two misses.
Okay. So whatever the time is plus 10 seconds, but it's the beginning of the season, so who cares really?
Well, you know how that happens? Where's the front sight?
Yes, that's right. So before I let you go, Scott, you have a cross draw and you work the guns one at a time.
Yes.
The research I've done kind of indicates to me that you can shoot the guns with one hand till it's empty, the next hand until it's empty, or pull them both and alternate.
Yes, you can. That is a different class.
Okay.
I shoot in a classification normally that's age related. I can't remember where I'm at right now. I just moved up a class due to my age.
Okay.
So
yep.
I can't
Happens
remember.
To us all.
I haven't looked it up. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
So, but if I was shooting one gun, we would draw, and this would be, let's say just one-handed, this would be duelist.
Okay.
And then what normally happens in that, and I could shoot it duelist with cross draw rig too by the same way. I'm shooting everything with one hand.
Gotcha.
That would be duelist.
With your strong hand.
Strong hand.
Okay.
Now, if I was going to shoot what would be called double duelist or outlaw, I would need a different holster. We'd need a left-hand holster to do that.
Sure.
How that would be is, double duelist would be, you would shoot all of them from one gun and then switch to the other hand and shoot the other gun.
Okay.
If you wanted to shoot outlaw, that would be alternating.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So, if I'm wrong on this, somebody out there tell me.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Well, I appreciate the differentiation because I'm trying to make up my mind.
My suggestion, keep it simple.
Yeah, and you know me, Scott, I'm not that smart. So I was actually kind of intrigued by this number.
It is. It's fun. I've wanted to do it myself. I just haven't sprung for the leather to switch over and do it.
It seems, though, the people at the upper end of this game do not do that.
No, they don't.
It's just too much margin of error, right?
Right. They're working with one thing, and
sure.
They're more concerned with their times
Sure.
and how fast and winning than they are with how they're looking doing it.
There you go.
It boils down to all shooting sports. What do you want to get out of it?
Right.
Let's say if it's what do you want to get out?
It's enjoyment.
Now, if you want to get enjoyment out of it and having fun, shoot it any way you want.
Perfect.
I'm too old and slow to shoot for the top of the match anymore. So
I really appreciate Scott taking me through this. Being hands-on with it is absolutely critical to me to see what goes on. If I could, I'd like to make a request, right? I don't have a holster yet, the doubles.
No problem. We're going to set them right. What we're going to do is we're going to load them up and set them here on the table and let you have at it.
Perfect. And all except the draw.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. I'm going to try that outlaw stuff.
Good enough.
I'll make a fool of myself, but that's okay. So, sans holster, I'm going to try a little bit of outlaw, alternate hand, and see how it goes. It may be a big deal breaker for me if I don't like it or I don't think that I can learn it, so try not to laugh too hard. Matt, you want to give me a beep?
Whenever you're ready, and...
See? So, okay, let's go again. I got her figured out. Okay, so, outlaw, alternate hand. Okay, Matt, I guess I'm ready. Yep.
And you're empty. 15.29. And add 1, 20.
Mm-hmm.
We got time left?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get you 10 rounds in a rifle and let you run that.
Okay. So that was interesting. Don't shoot single action revolver. As you can see, even left-handed, a little wonky with the trigger cock, but definitely fun. And I noticed that the guns have a tendency to shoot high. I'm obviously trying to apply a sight alignment and sight picture from semi-automatic pistol to the revolver, and all of my misses are over the top. So something I'll have to correct, but definitely a lot of fun. Keeping track of where you're at on the target and then actually making the manipulations of the revolver work. So I'm going to do a little rifle, see how that goes.
Just slide them aside. You set that how you want it.
Okay.
And it does shoot to point of aim.
Oh, perfect. You just put the bead on there?
Yep.
Okay, Matt, you ready? Here we go with the rifle. I like the rifle better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, as you can tell, not a lever action rifle guy either, kind of messed it up from the start, but after we got it figured out, okay. You know, it's actually much easier than the handgun, even though the handgun is closer, but it does give me weird things to practice at home, giving my wife more cause to wonder. Really intrigued by this endeavor, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is rock bottom. I'm not gaming the drill. I'm actually this bad, and I'm hoping to get a little better with Scott's coaching.
We can do that.
Invaluable source to me. I really appreciate you helping me out this afternoon, Scott.
Glad to be here.
And we'll do some more videos down the road, I'm sure of it.
No problem.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Hope you guys liked, and if you did, don't be afraid to like and subscribe.